And then we're going to play the That's right. That's right. We're back again. Everyone is thrilled, excited once again for another Ice Cream Sunday Social. I'm one of your hosts, Full Custom Hot Dog.
I'm Yucky Go.
And I'm Gable Pennyshot.
That's right. And we're back again. And today we're going to be talking about the big stuff that everyone's been wondering about.
We've got loads of topics for you tonight.
Blowing hot loads of topics this evening. Wakanda Forever came out, and nobody seems to give a shit. No, I don't hear anybody talking about it.
Wait, did anybody see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
No, imagine like a Superman movie that came out and it's like Superman's dead, but there's still a movie. It's like, what?
But they told us not to go watch it though. I don't understand.
And Black Panther's a mantle too. It's not the same.
It's not the
There's
same.
not a man that is the Black Panther. The Black Panther is passed down generation to generation.
Yeah, but you usually follow a character in a story. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
whether something's a mantle or not. Like, okay, even though if you read the Phantom, you're reading the 21st Phantom. But it doesn't mean like you're still reading the 21st Phantom. You're following Kit Walker of this century or whatever, right? Like it doesn't really.
Why didn't they just call it Wakanda Forever? Like why did they have to call it Black Panther?
I assume just try to tie it in with the fact that Black Panther was so popular, right?
Yeah, but people know what Wakanda is. It's not some weird thing.
That's not the name of the movie. I thought it was called Wakanda.
No,
Forever.
but it's Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I think it has to do with just the fact that Black Panther was so big, and you have to tie it to like something that's already made a bunch of money anyway. So I was like,
Wakanda's synonymous with Black Panther,
and you can't call it Black Panther Forever because that's just too close to Batman Forever.
And of course, the dude also died, so it wouldn't be forever.
Oh,
there's definitely a shelf life on that.
Yeah, I really think they should have just sucked it up and recast it. It's like, it's the movies, you know? It's not the first time. Remember, like, I mean, I don't know. You go back in the day, like, Lon Chaney Jr. played every single Universal monster, right? Mm-hmm. You know? It's like Bela Lugosi played Frankenstein, for fuck's sake. Like, he was the worst Frankenstein.
Yeah, but how many people nowadays are always like, you can't have another one of these. That's always going to be this actor.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
didn't the girl pick up the mantle of Black Panther?
Who?
That right-wing chick, the one who was anti-vax and all that? Wasn't she the one who picked up the mantle?
This is in the movie?
I think so. Yeah. Shuri.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I mean, watch the trailer. There's definitely somebody in a Black Panther
The
costume.
only thing I know is that it's a race war between the futuristic Wakandans and the underwater Mexicans.
Yeah, the blacks and the Mexicans.
Yeah, I heard that they're not even called Atlanteans. I really wish someone.
What are they called?
This. I don't know. I wish someone saw this movie.
They
yeah, right.
What's his name?
Hey,
Namor.
Looking at the cast list is Atuma. Atuma's in there, and Namora. Spoiler alert, I guess. If anybody gives a shit about this,
is that Namor's wife?
I'm assuming it's a girl version of Namor, like his sister,
maybe
probably.
his mother. I've only read like 50 issues of the original Fantastic Four, so.
And I've never given a shit about Namor, Fantastic Four.
You don't like the little
shit.
booties he has, the little wing booties?
No, I thought that looked stupid. And you know what? I'm right.
It's actually I would recommend anybody, like even to a modern audience. Like I've been DC my whole life, so I skip past most Marvel stuff, but just early this year I read those first 50 issues and they're extremely readable, and I don't know, it gives you an idea on why Marvel characters were so different, because like in the Fantastic Four of the 60s, it's like they were treated like the Beatles. Like like a superhero couldn't just stand out on the street. Everybody would be like, "Oh my God, look, it's the Fantastic Four." It was a very strange, like updated type of version for superheroes, which is kind of funny saying that like this late, but you know.
Do you guys think it's like a little bit like kind of, I don't know, insensitive that they did another Black Panther movie after what's his face died? and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's going to be dead in the movie." I don't know. It just seems like a weird thing.
Isn't that how you pay him tribute, though? Is like, oh, we've retired the Black Panther. We've retired a huge character in the Marvel universe for you.
Yeah, but I
That's
think
pretty
Kevin
big.
I think Kevin Feige already said he's going to recast Black Panther, though.
Yeah, because now you've got multiverse garbage, right? So you can just have fucking Don Cheadle come out again.
Yes.
Or who was the other War Machine?
Terrence Howard.
Terry Crews.
Yeah, we need him back.
Yeah, Terry.
I mean,
Crews.
it's not like, if we were still watching plays, it's not like, nope, this one person played Romeo in Romeo and Juliet back in 16, whatever, and he was the best.
Yes.
We can only honor
But
his
you're
performance.
also the same person who goes, there could only be one Freddy. There could only be one Jason.
Well, but that's because, like, someone like
let's
Freddy
hear it.
Krueger, like, he wasn't just like a dude in makeup. Like, the voice, everything was his. Like, it belonged to Robert Englund, right? Like, that performance is his. Where, like, the Joker, I like Jack Nicholson's performance of the Joker just as much as I like Heath Ledger's. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody's, like, maybe that's just me.
I must be the only person in the world who just doesn't care about Black Panther, the movie, the actor guy, or anything. I'm just like,
He was a good actor. What do you mean you don't
he's
care
fine.
about that guy?
He's fine.
He was great. He was one of the goaties.
I mean, that movie's not very good though.
It's not a good
right.
movie at all. It's like the worst superhero movie because
I still trip about the whole like Super Nintendo looking end scene or the PlayStation 1 and Subway fight. That still trips me out to this day. That was weird seeing that they were okay with that.
Well, that movie trips me out because it's like the hero is wrong the entire movie. The entire movie. It's like I've never seen a superhero movie where the dude is just wrong. Everybody even agrees like the supervillain has a point, but he's still doing it in the wrong way. It's like shut up. Like get this guy. Like his name is Killmonger. Fucking get him.
He's obviously the bad guy. His name is Killmonger. Right? I don't know.
Who knew he was incredibly based?
Right?
We should spread the wealth of Wakanda.
I'm just waiting for Disney to like start doing all the commercial tie-ins with. I know they're already doing it, but like digital Chadwick Boseman, whatever his name is.
Chadwick Boseman. That's great, dude.
Yeah. Or whatever.
And then like I want to see digital Chadwick in a Sprite commercial.
Kind of weird that they didn't do that for this movie, or I guess it's good. I don't know. Disney's so wildly unpredictable with that type of shit.
Yeah, I mean they're okay with doing digital Carrie Fisher in Star Wars or whatever.
Yeah, and then what's his name? The guy from the Hammer movies.
Yeah, Peter Cushing.
Yeah, Peter Cushing.
I mean, is that just like Hollywood being like that incestuous that like they can't even replace themselves? Like they're taking credit for the popularity of the character. It's not that Black Panther's cool. It's that Chadwick Boseman was cool or whatever.
I don't know. I mean,
like,
let's be real. Most people hadn't even given a shit about Black Panther till the movie came out.
Right.
Yeah. And it was.
And I'm just talking like normies. I don't know much about his comic presence because I fell out of comics for a long time.
But they never like when Brandon Routh was cast as. I mean, I guess Christopher Reeve was already passed at that point, but
yeah.
Like I don't recall people making it like, no, only Christopher Reeve can play this role, or only like that's a very relatively like new.
I feel
statement.
like I've heard some of that shit though.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, don't you say that type of shit that Christopher Reeve's your only Superman?
I mean,
and that no one can replace him. Like all
but
that
that's
kind
just
of shit.
because no one has given me the replace. Like I actually really like the guy in the CW show Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
Like he actually is a pretty he's an upbeat, positive Superman. He is one of the better Supermans I've ever seen. So it's not impossible. The filmmakers just have to quit being like edgy little like emo kids about Superman. Like he's so alone. He's an alien. It's like he's also like a Superman. Like he can fly and have fun and like what the hell are you guys talking about? Like he would be dissected by his government. Shut up. Like we're trying to watch a Superman movie.
No, I haven't watched a lot of the TV show. I think I watched the first episode and I thought it was actually pretty good, but I never went back to continue watching it.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Like it's not the best. It's still like a CW show. And the weirdest part about it is at least the 2 seasons I saw, there is no threat that doesn't come from an alternate dimension.
Is it
just
like
seems so
Monster of the
weird.
Week, kind of?
I mean, not really. No, like
Interesting.
there's a pretty steady. Like the first season is all about
Friendship
Superman's
and
brother,
honor.
friendship and hope.
Really quick, we got Nasser in the chat who can't wait to not listen to us right now. We got Caroline giving salutations to us, Gable,
Hello,
Yucky, and
Nasser.
Hot Dog, and of
Caroline.
course we've got Jim Tuner. What is up, gangsters?
Jim
We're talking about Black
Tuner.
Panther, a movie so big I don't know anyone that's seen it yet.
Yeah,
so
no one
Yeah,
saw it.
none of us have.
it's exciting. I'm almost convinced it's not a real movie at this
It's
point.
a movie guaranteed not to have the title character in it. It's so strange.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed it would be like they're passing the mantle on. That's the only thing I can think of in my
Yeah.
head why it's still called Black Panther.
I'm sure. I mean, I think that Ironheart isn't like this is definitely
Yeah,
the
no, I
beginning
think you
of
think
the,
you do get
like,
Riri Williams, right?
MCU or
Yeah,
whatever you
Riri.
call it, the MCU. All the girl replacements. Like now we got the girl Hawkeye from the TV show, the girl Black Panther, the girl
I like
Iron
that
Man.
TV show.
Is
So,
she going to
yeah.
be part of there's the Thunderbolts movie coming out or series? They're doing
I
a
don't-
Thunderbolts.
I don't think so. I swear.
Incredibly
I saw that lineup.
underwhelming, by the way, the lineup for Thunderbolts.
Well, because like Thunderbolts, I'm not extremely familiar with the comic book, but as far as I remember, it is just like supervillains pretending to be heroes just to gain the trust of the people, right?
And I think then they actually become superheroes. Caroline says, I heard it was tragic from someone that watched it. Not good.
No,
Wait.
Damn.
Tragic and not good? Or
but like
not good.
MCU's
Tragically bad.
MCU's Thunderbolts, they're not using like supervillains.
They
You know,
are.
it's just,
They're
like,
using
random
the
cast.
girl from Ant-Man, the bad girl. Then they're using the bad girl Crossbones, or not Crossbones, Taskmaster.
Really, I'll have to see that
Yeah.
He
lineup
existed.
again.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I thought I just saw like Gamora, like the same like.
I
look at
think
it again.
Gamora's there too, but those are the two I remember. Because I like the villain from Ant-Man too. She was all tripping through. Yeah, was that who it was?
I think.
Man, I don't know. It's
Are
going
we
to be
gonna get like
interesting to see
Gwyneth
what happens.
Paltrow in like Iron? What's it called? Iron? No.
Wasn't she
medic
Minute
one?
Maid?
Yeah.
Medic? Nurse? Not night nurse.
No.
That's Daredevil, right?
She was. I don't
Fuck,
know.
man. I don't
Pepper
know.
Potts. She
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
there.
but she had an armor.
She had
armor in the end of 3 or whatever,
Yeah.
or
which I've never
maybe
seen
even in
three.
the end of was it Endgame? I think
I've
she
never
appeared.
seen part 3. Thank you.
You probably shouldn't.
You're missing out.
I mean, I guess it's funny because it's a what's his name script. What's that guy's name?
Shane Black.
Shane Black. You know, but it also takes place on Christmas, just like every Shane Black movie.
It's a Shane
So-
Black trope.
As much as I love talking about Marvel movies, there was another big death in comics
Oh
or
my
comic
God.
universe that everyone's
the
still reeling
biggest.
from, the death of Gallagher. Passed away. He did pass away, known for his political comedy and raw hatred of watermelons.
Wait, but is this the Gallagher, the brother that bought the Gallagher off of the original Gallagher, though?
No, I think this is the actual original
The,
Gallagher who passed.
the original Gallagher.
Gallagher won, yeah. What a weird. I don't know if you guys ever heard Gallagher's radio interviews post 2000,
No.
but there's one of him and Patrice O'Neill that's fantastic because it sounds like they're gonna fight. Apparently, he was pretty crazy on Mark. Who's that guy with the mustache? The What the Fuck podcast with Mark Maron. Apparently, he had a pretty contentious appearance on the Mark Maron podcast as well.
I gotta be
Got Dead
like,
Punk
I've
in the
never
cat.
even-
Dead
What?
Punk saying it's Rescue is the
There
Pepper
you go.
Potts
That's the name.
armor.
I know this is going to surprise you guys, but not a huge Gallagher fan.
Oh
you
my
know?
god, me neither. Until he started
Recite
smashing.
one Gallagher joke. Is there a Gallagher joke?
No, I
Did he
just
tell
know.
jokes?
I just know the watermelon. That's it.
Yeah, I just
That's
know
a-
he, and then
yeah.
he kind of would like rant about politics.
Would he?
Yeah, he was like
Like,
he was kind of
about
like a George
Reagan or
Carlin,
something?
but with
Like-
watermelons and less funny.
Oh, yeah. So, well, rest in peace, Gallagher, my friend.
He walked so Carrot Top could run.
Oh my
That's
God.
true.
Shit, give me a second.
Pour one out. He's pouring one out right now live.
He's going in at that watermelon, busting it up.
Do you think big Gallagher fans were breaking watermelons?
Oh, 100%.
In remembrance of Gallagher,
There's
just
dozens
bawling their eyes out.
Yeah, there's just dozens of them.
Yucky, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Wow.
The show can continue.
Oh, thank God.
Well, rest
But
in
yeah,
peace,
so
Gallagher.
also the voice of Batman himself passed away recently.
Oh, Kevin Conroy, yeah.
Yeah, like our generation's Adam West.
Yeah, absolutely.
The guy who was Batman.
You know, that conversation, like, who's the best Batman? That was always my answer.
That is the like baseline answer, right? Like
I think it's the only
no
right
one
answer
could
there.
no one could dispute it is the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody, like, I've never heard that opinion of, like, I actually don't care for it. You know, it's
I've
like,
never
what are
heard
you
anyone
talking
say,
about?
"Yeah, I don't care."
I don't
for
think I've
Kevin
ever seen anybody
Conroy.
here. You know what? I'm not a fan of Batman the Animated Series at all. I don't. Think
You know
I've
what?
ever
I
heard
bet you'll
that.
find some goofballs who'd be like, you know what? Kevin
Nasser?
Conroy is overrated.
Nasser has good takes. Where's he at? I know you're listening.
Nasser, where's your shit takes? Who would Nasser say the best voice of Batman is? I don't know.
I'd
Who's a
say
newer voice of
No,
Batman?
he would say superheroes are boring. That would be his answer.
Actually, that's not bad.
Emotional damage.
Oh, back there were.
Yeah, my emotional damage.
But yeah, so but much beloved. It was also crazy when he played. Didn't he play Batman in person in the CW show at one point for the crossover they did?
Is that like the multiverse or whatever they did?
It was
The-
like
the
an
Flashpoint,
Infinite
I think.
Crisis or
Flashpoint.
whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that. Flashpoint, Infinite Crisis, one of those.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
he
it's still
played
pretty
the,
cool that they even had him do that. I thought.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
cool.
looked like the Batman from Kingdom Come with the
Yeah, with the neck brace thing, right?
yeah the spine brace or whatever. You want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
that's
also
it.
kind of surprised. Like, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way. Like, I was
No.
kind of surprised that people, that so many people were respectful, because I feel like a year or two ago, didn't he have some shitty takes that pissed off the like political left or something?
Probably. Who hasn't?
I don't
though?
think so.
It's just usually when one of those people dies, like anybody, then you have somebody on the left who's like, actually, he said blah, like, you know, he said whatever unpopular thing.
I think it was the other way around. I think the like conservative like CG type of people, I think he said something positive about maybe like Robin turning gay or something. And, you know, then everybody had to be like, Batman's gay? You know what I mean? Like I don't
Jokes
think
on
it was
everybody
very
else.
that's
Batman
weird.
has always been gay.
Jim Tuner says the best Batman was Olin Soul from the original Super Friends. I'd have to go back and listen.
I can't even remember what that sounds like.
Yeah.
That's why
I just
Jim Turner's
remember
the
an
best of us.
upchuck.
Was it just like an impression of Adam West? Maybe that's why I don't remember.
Oh, maybe.
You know, he's like, perfect chum. I don't remember it. I do have Super Friends. I'll have to go back.
Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. That's all I got to say.
For sure. He had the best Batman scene ever, dude. The best Batman scene ever. Of anything ever. I think even the damn comic books. Even though if it comes from a comic book, I don't know. So if it comes from a comic book, then I'll have to give the credit where credit's due. But the Batman Mask of the Phantasm, when Bruce Wayne falls in love with what's her name? What's the character's name? Adriana or something like that. And he goes to his parents' graveyard and he basically has to ask permission to be happy. And like he's like, I know I made a promise to be Batman, basically, but like I didn't count on being happy. Like I need things to be like he is talking to these ghosts, right? Like I need things to be different now. Like he has no control over this. That's a great scene.
So I think the greatest Batman scene is not Kevin Conroy, but a different Batman who said, "Do you bleed?" One of my favorite lines of all time, uttered by one of my favorite Batmans.
Ass fleck.
I do like. Ever since I was a child, I liked the just the opening of Michael Keaton, where he's like, "I'm not going to kill you. I want you to tell your friends about me." He was a cool silent Batman.
Gable, what's your strongest Batman memory?
I grew up a huge fan of Batman the Animated Series. Like thinking about, you know, all your favorite cartoons growing up, I always put that first. So even Batman Beyond. I know a lot of people were kind of iffy on Batman Beyond, but I think
I think they
Kevin
were
Conroy
at
did the voice on
first,
that.
but I
It
think
was
everyone
weird.
came around.
They did come around, and I think it was
Yeah.
well deserved because it was a really good show.
It was a good show.
great-
Especially when they brought in the old Batman villains. Like, the shit with Bane made me lose my nanners.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. I thought it was so cool that they did
I'll
that.
have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, the Batman animated series, Batman Beyond, and there's also like Superman the animated series is pretty good as well. So
Yeah.
all of those, it's just fond memories growing up. I loved every moment. It was great. Action
I don't-
figures, DVDs, all of it.
I don't think any other actor is going to play Batman as long as Kevin Conroy, like, ever again. Like, he still will. I think the same way Christopher Lee will go down as being like, he's clocked more Dracula screen time than anybody else.
Is that true?
I'm pretty positive.
They
I'm
did a
pretty
lot of
sure no one will beat Christopher Lee in playing
I'm
Dracula
looking up who
on
was the
screen.
longest Dracula right now.
I'm sure there's
Right.
a porno answer to that.
Yeah,
Probably.
maybe
Yeah,
like
it's
hopefully
not
there's
good.
not like a
This
TV
is not
show
good.
that knocks that out of the
Dark
running.
Shadows. That was a TV show with a Dracula.
But he's not
right?
Dracula.
He's not Dracula.
You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay.
The character Dracula.
Barnabas Collins.
Blood Dracula.
We got Stupid Newfie in the chat saying Mask of the Phantasm is a classic.
Yes.
Dead Punk Gage in agreement, and also saying that Batman Beyond Return of the Joker is really
Yes.
underrated. True, 100% underrated. It's
Yeah,
a,
I'll
it's
tell
a
you.
solid flick.
That whole time period of animated Batman, magnifique.
It was, I think, Babylon Bee had an article that said Batman the animated series was the pinnacle of human existence. Like,
I mean, I
everything's
would
been
not-
downhill since then.
I mean, can you prove it otherwise? I think
I
it might be
usually
right.
say Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park is 96. That's the pinnacle. Everything's been downhill since Jurassic Park.
Bad thing about Jurassic Park, it never had a cartoon adaptation, did it?
I know, right? Isn't that nuts?
I know. I figured that'd be like right for the picking.
And I loved how, remember when you watched Jurassic Park for the very first time, and there's that really like solemn scene with I forget the name of the guy that runs the place, Hammond or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
John Hammond.
John Hammond, and there's that camera that goes through the gift shop, and it basically looked like every Walmart you went into at that time. You know, because there's just like lunch boxes of Jurassic Park and like, you know, just things with that logo on it.
Love it.
Well, if Jurassic Park was real, that's what it looked like. It looked like Walmart.
Well, they just killed that whole, like, at that time, you couldn't make a cartoon for the product, right? It had to be environmentalist or some crap. Like, dude, I tried to watch the old Swamp Thing cartoon. Dude, that's worse than Captain Planet. It really is. He's just like, the oxygen does this for us, and like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, Jesus, Swamp Thing, shut up.
I mean, they made
I
a
just remember the
cartoon on
toys were
Toxic
cool.
Avenger, guys. Come on.
And that's
Yeah, that
also
was crazy.
environmentalist.
Yep.
Yeah, that the whole setup is.
Yeah, which is, I mean, so I am shocked that nothing came out of Jurassic Park, but like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like about saving the animals and stuff, like, not like, you know,
I
you can
mean,
make it like an Extinction Rescue Squad or whatever. Jurassic Park Extinction Rescue Squad.
it couldn't be any worse than the new Jurassic World movies.
And I want Mr. DNA in every episode.
There you go. He
Hello,
could teach. He
folks.
could teach the crowd as they have fun in the episode.
Isn't
That's a
the newest Jurassic
Stegosaurus
Park?
Rex.
Isn't the newest Jurassic Park about them conserving this wildlife they've created? Like, they won't let it blow up on the island, and they have to save all of it or something.
No, I can't
What?
remember what.
I
the
thought that
hell
was
it
the Jurassic World 2 and 3 was that, or 2 was anyway. I thought.
That sounds like two. Yeah. When they
thought-
and then the volcano island ended up blowing up.
No,
anyways.
the other one, the last one was literally just like, it was like a Day of the Animals. It was just about global
giant
warming.
locusts.
Yeah.
It's like, forget that we made dinosaurs. Global warming is like the threat. And it's pissing off the dinosaurs. That's
was
why I'm
such
like,
a
this
weird
is
thing in
fucking
Day of the
the
Animals.
Beast. Or Day of the Animals.
The environment was so bad, Leslie Nielsen almost became a raper.
Yeah, they're like, what is it? DDT? DDT is pissing the cougars off. The mountain
Everything.
lions.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All those like animal movies are they're so fun. I mean, they're like environmentalist horror movies. They're so funny.
Dead Punk says, assuming they decide to keep the DCAU around, they'll probably keep Jason O'Mara around for that particular version of Batman. I haven't watched too many of the DC animated movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the new ones. Like, there's a Green Lantern called Beware My Power. There's a Super Sons out.
I hear good things about them, though. I mean,
About Super Sons too? I feel like that would be fun.
yeah, I don't know how it wouldn't be. And then usually DC does pretty good on their animated movies. I think they're way stronger on the animated movies than they are live action.
I mean,
Yeah.
I disagree because I like the live action movies.
Crazy.
I like them.
Are you a
myself.
Snyder bro?
Oh, no.
I am a Snyder bro. I love the Snyder cut.
Release the
everyone,
Ayer cut.
everyone knows that about me, that I do like the Snyder cut.
Oh
Rough.
my gosh.
So rough.
Dude, it's a total it's a victory. It's a victory for filmmakers.
No,
that
it's a victory
studio-
for fans. I'll give it that.
It's for filmmakers too. They were like, "Oh, you wanted to finish this movie? I guess here's another $60 million to do so." That's
Yeah, but-
insane. That is unheard of.
But they
That's a
would have
W.
They would have done that for like some new HBO series that was, going to kick off HBO Max anyway. You know what I mean? Like
No,
it
because
wouldn't
this is a
have-
movie that was done and in the can.
Yeah, but they
That's a
wouldn't
totally
have-
separate thing.
But if they weren't going to use it to advertise for HBO Max, they wouldn't have done it at all. You know what I mean? Like it was specifically to push
It's still worked
subscription for
out.
HBO Max.
That's a weird way to look at it, I think.
Well, I'm just saying.
Because they've never done that with any other film for any other reason. You know,
I mean,
there's
that's not
never
true.
been.
We got the Superman 2 Richard Donner cut. Like Warner
That's
Brothers.
just another cut, though. They weren't like, here's another $40 million, Donner. Add some more Superman to this Superman
but
movie.
they still had to give him some special, like some,
It's just a
CG
recut.
money.
Dude,
Well, but
there's no way. That's barely a comparison.
yeah, but look at how
This
much
is
do you think
haram.
it cost? How much do you think it would cost to advertise for HBO Max? 60 million.
Sure, I mean it definitely helped. I'm sure, but like I said, it's a historical W, man. So much money they give to this guy
Yeah.
to do that.
Maybe it's amazing that it didn't like fix the movie. That's what's amazing about it. It's
Oh,
like,
get out of here!
huh?
Get
I mean,
outta
it's
here.
a better movie, but it's still
Yeah.
not a good movie.
So yeah, right. Oh my gosh,
I
I'll be
disagree.
right back. I'm so sorry.
Yucky accidentally had Chipotle tonight,
Oh man.
and he's just blowing them out.
so
Dead Punk saying if they do the same for David Ayers and his version of Suicide Squad, then I'm more inclined to believe you. I kind of wish they would. Like all David Ayers has to do, from what I understand, is just let him cut the thing. Everything's been shot. Like he made his version, and they cut it up. I don't know if you guys have heard those stories, but they locked him out of the editing room and just went nuts behind his back. And it was cut by a trailer house, which is why it's so weird at times.
Well, it's like a music video.
Yeah.
The whole thing is like
Jim
a-
Tuner, $60 million was the cost of one episode of Rings of Power. See, and you could have just got more Snyder cuts. Just keep giving him money to make that movie longer.
Oh, there you go. That would have been
my
smart.
That'd be crazy.
It'd be like
Give him
hour
s-
18 of Justice League.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
Word.
seeing like Henry Cavill come back was going to be like the only reason I would have seen Black Adam. You know, I'm more excited to see the future of what's going on.
I still haven't
than,
seen
like-
Black Adam.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not really missing out. I enjoyed it, but you're not missing out.
what the hell were they thinking? You know, it's
The Rock,
Shazam's,
dude.
Like,
The
but it's
Rock-
Shazam's villain. You know,
Yeah,
what I
but if
mean?
The Rock says he wants to do something, studios are listening.
The Rock was like, I'm a huge Black Adam fan. First off, I don't believe that at all.
I don't
like,
believe
I
that
just,
either.
I don't. I'm like, you wanted to be Superman, and there's already a Superman.
Let me ask you if you believe the opposite. Jesse Eisenberg, when he was making Batman vs Superman, said he's never heard of Lex Luthor before. I was like, like you have no like general like idea of what Lex Luthor is. Like, get out.
If
of
he
here,
said that, then I would
pretentious
just assume he
bastard.
doesn't care about or doesn't even pay attention to comics or anything. I mean, maybe
But
that's
still,
true.
You didn't
you
watch
still have-
Smallville? What?
You still have,
probably
you know, I'm sure people still have like a general like under ruse conception of what fucking Lex Luthor is. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
mean, you'd think so. That's just kind of one of those things, right? Like
I've only
that's
been-
that's almost as bad as saying you've never heard of the Joker, even before. I don't know. It's weird.
It's weird to me. That's what I'm just saying. I was just saying the opposite of like, I mean, sure, yeah, I don't believe actors when they're like, this is my favorite superhero of all time. I've read every single I've only cared about the Atom my entire life.
Yeah, right. I'm a huge the Atom fan.
I mean, it's better than being like, yeah, guys, listen, needed a job. Ant-Man was there.
Was
that's what
Cavill a big Superman fan? Do we know that? I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
everyone knows Ryan Reynolds was a big fan of Deadpool. You know.
I mean, the only reason I'm like, yeah, is just because,
he's a geek.
yeah, he's always in the whole like World of Warcraft, like people. I know
He loves Warhammer.
he
Yeah.
did try out for Superman Returns with
Oh, no
Bryan
shit.
Singer, so it's a role he's been like going after like his whole life.
Yeah. Also, I don't know.
that-
Henry Cavill was saying like he was playing World of Warcraft and he got the call from his agent to go audition for Superman, and then I guess like he just went straight back to playing again right afterwards. Like, yeah, that's a nerd right there.
Yeah, not to say that like just because he wanted the role his whole life. Once again, that doesn't mean like he obviously loves Superman in the lore. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I
he
could
wouldn't
just
pass. He
recognize-
wouldn't pass the Yucky Gam purity test.
Well,
That
it's just
we
like
know.
it's the same reason everybody's just like, well, he'd be a good Bond. He just like Henry Cavill. He's British and has a look, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a look he can play. He can play spies. He can play. I mean, he did a pretty good job in Mission Impossible.
Now, what was that one he was in? That's they were basically spies.
He's in the
They
new
were
Enola
basically
Holmes
spies.
movie.
You mean
Yeah,
the
that's
man,
the one I'm
man
thinking
called
of.
Uncle?
Is
or
it really?
whatever?
Yeah, Man from Uncle.
Yeah, man from Uncle, man called
A
Uncle.
man called Uncle. A man called Daddy.
Hey,
A
Uncle
monkey's
Bill.
uncle.
Heath Ledger said he was a Batman or comic book fan before taking the Joker role. I could see that.
Yeah, you know, I was like, these things are 80 years old. Like, I wouldn't call myself a Heathcliff fan, but I fucking read Heathcliff growing up. You know? What
Yeah,
I
but if
mean?
you were cast in the Heathcliff movie, you'd be like, oh my God, I've been waiting my whole life to play fucking Heathcliff.
I'd be like, Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrorize your neighbor. I'd learn the song and everything. I'd wear the hats. That's what you do when you get one of these roles. That's why I don't
Yeah,
necessarily
you got to go all
disagree
in,
with,
even for a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, fucking, what, The Rock has been holding on to this for like 15 years or something like that. Like,
I mean, listen, it's better than like a lot of people nowadays, and they like a lot of these new showrunners where they're like, you know, we want to do our own thing with the characters. Like I'm rather than being like I was obsessed with them since I was 2. I would much rather them say that than, you know what, I think we could do it better. You know, the Rings of Power people, all those like showrunners.
yeah, but I'm even scared because like I was reading DC at the time that like all these movie deals went through, and basically Black Adam's best story is in a series. It was a weekly series called 52, and it really explored Black Adam's past when he was originally given the powers by the wizard Shazam, and basically his attitude, right? That like if I have the powers of a god, am I not a god? Like I should be worshipped as a god.
When did 52
And-
come out? Like 2010?
50.
25.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Maybe 2000. Yeah, maybe like 2009. I mean, it was so long ago. And
Yeah,
they-
The Rock was a huge fan ever since 2010.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he is. We should be more charitable towards The Rock, I feel.
I mean, I don't
Jim
think he
Tuner
was-
also says Black Adam isn't really a DC movie. It's a Rock movie. I mean, mostly, yeah, but you know what? He kills people, and I feel like that's very un-Rock-like. And that was
Yeah, but
that
it's
was the
very
big thing.
Black
I liked
Adam
about it.
like though.
You never
know?
saw him
Yeah.
in the movie Doom then, huh?
Jim Tuner also says, is there any hope left for a Nick Cage Superman movie? He really wants
my
to do it.
God.
I would normally say no, but I can almost see it happening in the fact that we have another, like we have the Joker movie that happened that's outside of the normal DCU, and then there's the Joker portrayal in the new Batman, and then you've got the Joker, you know, the legendary fucking, what's his name? The molester guy. Alleged molester guy. From the Snyder stuff.
Leto.
Jared Leto, you know, you've got the legendary Jared Leto. So you've got 3 Jokers right now running concurrent. So I don't see why there couldn't be just a separate Nick Cage Superman movie. You have to get really like out there with it, though.
I think you need
Get the
Tim
Mandy
Burton.
guy to direct it.
Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
I would lose it, dude.
I'd go bonkers.
I'd kill myself in the movie theater.
That's gotta take off the entire month of work for just to go see this,
just to
just to prepare.
Which, by the way, did you guys see that short that he did, the Panos Cosmatos did for that Cabinet of Curiosities, the new Guillermo del Toro show?
No, I want to though.
It's good.
But dude, the only way you can have a Nick Cage Superman movie still though, like you need Tim Burton though. Like it was his, it's his vision that cast like Michael Keaton as Batman, right? And same with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Like he has this version of superheroes in his head that's like the opposite of the like strong guy. He's like, no, these guys are like normal nerd dudes. Like if Clark Kent's a fucking nerd, Nicolas Cage was going to be wearing like Mickey Mouse t-shirts and shit.
I want to disagree with you based on sheer principle, but I think you're right.
Well, did you
100%
see
right.
that documentary, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened?
Yeah.
That's what really sold me on it.
Yeah,
Like,
for
I was
same.
so
Tim Burton
against
has it
it.
in him.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, he doesn't have it in him anymore. And
Like can't remember the last good Tim Burton film, let alone something of this Nick Cage magnitude.
But you know what? Now that he said, I think he recently said he's done with Disney, so it almost kind of make me wonder if he's kind of like, maybe I'll go back to my roots and do a
Big Fish
superhero
2.
movie.
Just go back over to Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, he's just went from Disney to Warner Brothers his whole life.
Hey, a job's a job,
Yeah, I mean,
Edward, I hope they do Edward Scissorhands too, like something borderline cringy,
shit.
just something ridiculous.
That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, since Johnny Depp's canceled, maybe they can get him pretty cheap now, right?
It would be kind of cool if Winona Ryder's character grows old and dies, and now like fucking Edward
It starts out where Winona Ryder's in the hospital, right? And we just see the gurney going through the hospital, and they're like, "What happened?" And they're like, "She's experiencing contractions."
Hold on,
and
can
then,
I add the Danny Elfman music?
Yeah, absolutely. And they're like, "She's experiencing contractions. Oh, she's gonna give birth now." And then the baby's squeezing out, and we see it, and the baby has scissor hands.
Oh,
And it's the son of Edward Scissorhands.
but it's those safety scissors,
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
since
it's a baby.
It's the safety scissors.
Yes.
Somehow I thought you were going to bring it back to like Stranger Things or something. I'm glad you went that route instead.
No, what the fuck? That would be so great, though. Just something like just cringy as fuck that everyone's like, "What are you doing, Tim?"
Tim
People are
Burton's
taking him
back,
aside
fellas.
at every party. Like
Edward Scissorhands
too?
returns.
And I feel like every year there's more talk about Beetlejuice too. Like every year, like for
Oh
a
my
month, you hear
God,
something about it, and then it goes away.
Yeah, I don't want another.
Michael Keaton's been like in a lot of things lately, right? I mean, for a while
Yeah.
he kind of like went off, and then like he's in big things again. So
Yeah, especially these like more commercial corporate shit.
yeah, I could see him doing it. Not
I
gonna lie.
mean, he'd be like a fat old. I mean, not that Beetlejuice wasn't kind of fat, I guess.
And gross.
Yeah,
Beetlejuice had a gut.
Yeah, but maybe he could play it. I don't know. Like
I think he could nail it.
makeup. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
want to
think
just
he
see,
couldn't do it. I don't think he
I just
should
don't
do
want to
it.
see like geriatric versions of my favorite characters. You know what I mean?
Where do you
I want
even
everything to
go?
burn
Where do you
down.
even go with Beetlejuice 2? I don't know if you guys ever heard the original thing where the company, whoever was at Warner Brothers, was like, "Hey, we want you to do Beetlejuice 2." And he's like, "Okay, it's called Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii." And then they were
Yeah,
like,
it goes
"Psych."
Hawaiian.
Let's
or
go.
something.
Yeah,
I'm
bitch, you
down.
thought.
I'm down.
What a weird career Tim Burton's had, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I want to know what the
Lost
hell
in
he
trees.
did for the original Disney anim. Like he worked on Fox and the Hound. Like I want to know what he originally
really?
did before he started doing his like gothy shit for Disney.
Well, I mean, wasn't he like the guy who filled out the between keyframes? Isn't that what he did?
It's something like that, right? I just can't imagine Tim Burton drawing in a Disney style.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, he's an artist, right? I assume he can draw in any style.
I guess. Like every single time I see his artwork, it looks like you just draw Jack Skeleton like a stick figure with like
Here's a head.
circle head.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm like, this guy did animation.
All right. Here we go. It's showing, according to IMDb, Tim Burton has a credit. Wow, in Lord of the Rings. The Ralph Bakshi one, which is pretty wild to me.
Okay,
They
yeah.
even cross paths. Fox and the Hound, again uncredited. Tron.
Yeah.
And Amazing Stories. Oh, I guess that's when he did the Family Dog. I guess.
Yeah, Family Dog. That was pretty big for like a minute. Like
It had a video game.
Yeah, it was hot for like. I mean, I want to say Family Dog had its own TV series. I mean, like
I don't know.
started and canceled.
I feel like it
the
did.
same year.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, there's that's Tim Burton. So
That's all he did.
good luck Beetlejuice too, I guess, and
Yeah, we'll
Edward
see.
Scissorhands Jr.
Oh, Beetlejuice in the Hood.
Beetlejuice. In the
What do you
Hood.
think they call a Edward Scissorhands
What do you mean?
sequel? Do they call it Edward Scissorhands 2, or do they call it like Scissor or Hands and Edward Scissorhands tale?
Scissorhands. Just call it Scissor Hands.
Oh. Or they just do the thing and they call it Edward Scissorhands. And
The
it's his
Edward
son.
Scissorhands. You add the to the title.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Edward
I think that's-
Scissorhands 2018.
Yeah.
Just call every new reboot 2018.
2018 parentheses.
Big Fish 2018. Dead Punk says Family Dog did have a run for 5 to 6 episodes. We got HS, my boy Hud's in the chat. Good to see you, homeboy. Jim Tuner, WB presents Big Fish 2.
Yes.
I heard that island or whatever where they filmed Big Fish is still around with all the props intact. I think it's. I want to say
Let's
somewhere in
go.
Louisiana.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, let's do the TV series, Big Fish, the TV show.
The Big Fish.
The series.
2018.
Big fishes. There's no plural for fish, right? It's just fishes. There's a fish.
Fish? I don't know. School of Fish.
Fish? Isn't that a
Yeah, I don't know.
library
Like,
thing?
are we the first generation that has to see all these like cool characters like in their old states?
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
like that was like that was the theme of Star Trek 2 in 19 freaking what 80? Huh? Like what 1? I don't know.
yeah.
But the whole theme of Star Trek 2 was Captain Kirk feeling old. Like, what the fuck? Like, we can't keep bringing these, like, old dudes back, and they're like, one more adventure. I felt that way watching, even though I've been enjoying Karate Kid, there was, like, it finally got to the fight scene between Daniel LaRusso and, what's the character's name?
Wait,
Mike
are you saying
Silver.
Karate Kid or the new
Johnny
one?
Karate?
The Cobra Kai.
The Cobra Kai, yeah. It's still Karate Kid to me. Call it
Fair.
what you will.
Except for the whole teen drama, all the teen drama nonsense that I judge.
Is it
you
like
for still
cut
watching.
like Liam Neeson and like Taken, where it's just
It's-
like a cut every
Dude,
second?
it's cut the way like Pat Morita originally did action scenes in Karate Kid. It's just, but now it's everybody, right? Like everybody's old, so they're just like throwing these little like they can't really kick above their waist. They, you know?
I mean, who can really?
And the guy that played John Kreese, they had to do something with him where like he goes into like I don't know, some sort of like mental state and he turns into the younger version of himself so like the young actor could do the action scene. I was like, oh boy.
That's a
here we
smart
go.
way around it, though. You think about it.
Yeah.
It was kind of smart, especially since they've been showing backflash scenes of this actor as a young John Kreese now for like what 5 seasons. So it wasn't necessarily out of place.
It's for the eventual spin-off series.
They should have just did that for
Oh my
everybody
God,
then.
John Kreese. Well, yeah, for everybody. Everybody
The
goes.
Creaser.
Everybody like looks into the young mind.
Yeah. My inner Cobra Kai powers, they make me younger.
But that's when I'm just like, I don't want to see all my heroes as geriatrical fogies. Like,
Hollywood's not going to let you escape life without seeing everyone you've ever loved old and fucking useless.
Especially if you're paying money for it.
Yeah,
They'll
especially
keep
if you're
doing
paying $7 a month.
Dude,
It's
Indiana
impossible.
Jones. Indiana Jones is next on the fucking chopping block.
They
dude.
keep
They're
saying
like,
that. Didn't they? Is that the one that has a print already put together, like a
I'm
test
pretty
screenings
sure-
or shit?
yeah, I'm pretty
There's something
sure
that has
it's all
test screenings
wrapped.
going on right now that are looking like shit, and they were afraid to release it. I can't remember what it is
It's
though.
gotta be Indiana Jones like 7. What is this?
Is that Harrison Ford is back as Indy and all that?
I guess.
Yeah, there's rumors of overwhelmingly negative test screenings for Indianapolis Jones 5. And
Well,
the
there's
director
like
says,
India.
that's not true. You're a liar. Boo!
What was that one scene where in Indiana Jones where he was sick or something and he just pulled out the gun and it's like an iconic scene? This is Indiana Jones. It's just gonna be nothing but him running around with a gun,
Nothing
and
but
shooting people.
Indiana Jones 5, nothing but guns.
I'm
It's
too
just-
old.
yeah,
I'm
it's
too
gonna
old
be
for
like-
this shit. Bam,
It's gonna be
bam,
like
bam.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem I think this is gonna have. I think this is another like I don't know if it's gonna have like a daughter character. I don't know, but there's gonna be
They tried
some
that with
female
what's-his-face.
character that's rumored to.
That's Rumor Wilson.
Yeah, her
You
name is
know.
Lara Croft.
Yeah, right.
I will say they did put Indiana Jones in Fortnite, and everybody,
Oh my god.
and it's canon now that Indianapolis Jones is Fortnite.
All the kids you play with are like, who?
Who the fuck is? Are you a cowboy, Mister?
Oh boy, it's Alan Quartermain in my video game.
That'd be crazy. That'd be the worst kid, like the saddest, most autistic child would say that.
I figure if any property goes to Fortnite, it's probably dead to begin with.
I know.
No,
right?
dude, everything's in Fortnite though. That's the thing.
That's because everybody wants money.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
the Funko Pop. It's like Funko and Lego and like everything
And
just has to
Lego.
have everything now. Lego.
John Rhys Davis is in the new Indiana Jones. I thought he was dead.
Who is it?
Who is
yeah,
it or
I thought he
who
was
isn't?
dead too. Wait,
I guess he's still very much alive.
I don't know who it is.
did Disney just
am I
unbury him
thinking
just
of?
for the movie?
We got this one, guys.
Yeah.
They just say that to God. No, we got him. It's chill. We got Mads Mikkelsen in the new Indiana Jones. That's pretty great.
God.
I'm down with
Everyone
that.
loves
I
Mads.
like
I like
Mad
Mads.
Mikkelsen.
Yeah,
I guess I'll take one to make up for Crystal Skull, I guess.
we'll see. We'll see.
I
don't
just
think
hope
it'll
what's his
take a
face
lot to
comes
make up
back.
for Crystal Skull.
I know.
Who? Shia
Uh,
LaBeouf?
yeah, they need to bring back Shia LaBeouf.
I'm 90% sure they're just going to ignore that completely.
No,
Yeah.
you,
that's
you
smart.
can't.
If we have to ignore Halloween movies, we can ignore Crystal Skull. Like, forget about that. It's so out of place with all the other indie movies. Like, it's so late to be complaining about Indiana Jones, but
Yeah, we can't.
like
we
this
can't
movie's
talk
so
about-
damn old now. But like everything else is like kind of religious or kind of whatever. Then this is just like alien skull. It's like okay.
Also, Cobra Kai is in Fortnite.
Oh my god! Now it's cool.
How cool is that?
I was afraid you were gonna say they're all dead. Like, oh my god, not more actors. No.
Here's a big question. Do you think in like 20 or 30 years they'll do a Cobra Kai 2?
No, dude, I heard that Sony has already greenlit a new Karate Kid movie that has nothing to do with Cobra Kai.
That's good.
This is how like I think Sony is fucking insane. Like
Yes.
they're like, who's a random Spider-Man villain we can make a movie out of? Tarantula Man? Let's get to production. Like they don't give a shit.
That's because all they have from the MCU is Spider-Man. That's
Yeah.
it. And they got to do whatever they can with it.
Yeah,
I think that's why we're
Spider-Man
getting
and his
Mobius too.
Shit rogues gallery.
So I imagine, so Sony probably only has maybe the first Karate Kid, so it's like they don't have any part of Cobra Kai, but there's like, we got Karate Kid. We'll do another one. Oh my god. Donnie Yen is now going to be Miyagi. I
that
put $100 on it right now. Donnie Yen will be Miyagi.
Oh, it'd probably be a good one though, to be honest.
I imagine he's like the most popular of like the Chinese actors that do kung fu's. Maybe there could be somebody I'm missing that I don't know about.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too many.
I think my
Right.
pick for Mr. Miyagi is going to be Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Who?
Let's go outside of the fucking box. The guy from Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah.
Oh.
All those
Oscar
musicals.
Isaac.
You
Oscar
probably
Isaac.
know him from Encanto, Yucky. You're all on that Pixar shit, boy.
Yeah.
I don't even know that.
No, I would go with Oscar Isaac. I think he would be a good Mr. Miyagi.
I kind of wish he didn't do so many of these fucking Disney movies, man.
I don't know. He's right up his
pretty
alley,
good.
though.
Is there a Japanese guy we could cast? I want Miyagi to be Japanese again. I don't want this
You
to be
can't be
another like
racist. I want him to be.
Chinese
I want him to
Karate
be a Latinx. I want Latinx representation
Kid. Well,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then,
for Miyagi.
but then it wouldn't. You wouldn't have the tree. You would
Because Mexicans don't have trees. Yeah, I forget. Mexico's just a desert.
not the isn't it? But not the what is it called? God, come on, somebody! What's the name of the damn trees?
Bamboo.
Bonsai.
Bonsai, a bonsai tree.
You could have a cactus.
That's
Yeah.
like part of it. The whole metaphor of Karate Kid is in the bonsai tree, right? Like a bonsai tree is young, like Daniel, and you like shape it and form it until it becomes the thing it's going to be, right? First you, hey, don't boo me, don't boo me. This is
I thought the theme was waxing on and waxing off.
no, no. It's all
Stupid
about
Newfie says wishful thinking. They'll cast George Takai.
I know. Oh my.
Ooh,
No,
Daniel.
it's all about teaching kids to visualize what they want to become and taking the steps to do that, just like training a bonsai tree. Does anybody watch movies? Come on, guys! Like,
Dude, I haven't
no
seen.
idea.
I haven't seen Karate Kid probably since I was myself
Oh
a
my
Karate
God.
Kid.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what a bonsai tree is. So
do yourself
are you
a favor
serious?
and rewatch Karate Kid.
yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
You don't know
Oh
what a
my
bonsai
God.
tree is?
The tree, right?
You nailed it.
Got it.
What else is going on in this?
What
in this
else is
world,
going
guys?
on? Oh, you made me watch a woke ass movie, and I'll never forgive you. Oh,
All right, so Yucky recently watched the hit film Spree. I thought it was good. Gable, did you see it?
I did. Like
I feel like you said it was pretty good. You liked it,
I
right?
enjoyed it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Yucky comes to us and he says, "Hey, hot
my God.
dog, you made me watch a woke movie." So Yucky, what was so woke about a movie where a guy's killing people via Uber while streaming?
Well, oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe this. I need a second.
Bruh.
I know.
I'll-
I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you the
Fried
only reason I
chicken
watched
and
it
French
was because of the kid.
fries.
What's
Oh
his
yeah,
name?
Steve from Stranger Things.
Yeah, yeah. That's the only reason why I was like, oh, he's in a new movie. Let me go ahead and watch this thing.
Sorry.
And I didn't I don't really care for like the whole like new technology thing. It's like, oh, he's a live streaming. I'm like, whatever. The ride sharing. I'm like, okay. I can understand why that could maybe be a scary thing, but
Well, the
but
reason
it was fine. It was fine.
the reason Hot Dog recommended it is because Shudder just came out with that Dead Stream,
Yeah.
and that's like a dude who I don't know.
He's a streamer.
Yeah, he's some streamer that has to, he's doing like insane stuff to get his views back up. And so Hot Dog's like, well, you got to watch Spree. Like Spree is kind of the same thing, and it is kind of the same thing. It's like an incel dude, but that's why right there. That's why I was just like, oh my god, this is so. Like Hulu has another movie called Dash Cam, right?
Yeah.
So it's like whenever I don't think Hulu made Spree, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But so far, it's the second type of these dash cam movies where it just makes a point to like, I don't know, these are like Twitter movies where all the characters have opinions that come from Twitter. I get maybe that's because these characters are supposed to like be in that universe, right? But why do all the characters act like that? And in Spree,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think people that are terminally online are like that, and I think you don't run into them in the wild so much as it's those people who you bump into on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, but in these movies they do run into it. That's what's so weird. And I get it. Like it's a movie. The movie is maybe saying something about these type of people. But that's when I kind of like fall out of the movie and I was just like, these are like Twitter people like complaining or in a Spree. I felt like the movie was taking revenge on the people on Twitter it doesn't like. And I felt it came through. Like the first person that gets in the back of his car, the guy has like an American flag as a screensaver on his phone. He tells the guy like, "Don't be ashamed to say like something that you're like,
Yeah.
something about whiteness or some shit. Like, don't be ashamed to say you're white or something, right?" And I'm like, here we go. here we go. Like, and it just kind of continued from that. The next guy was like a toxic masculine dude that like told a black female comedian to smile, so she makes a vid. And I'm just like, why would hot dog like what is going on here?
I just thought it was enjoyable. I just enjoyed the movie. I watched the movie. I said, "Hey, I like this and would recommend it to people."
Hot
So
dogs
that was kind of my thinking, my rationale. A little trip inside hot dog's mind there.
I figure you're
To the
a
dark
big fan
parts
of
that twisted my
Zoomer
brain.
subgenre, Zoomer horror or whatever. The hell
You
it's
literally
called.
just said you like this movie too. That makes you a Zoomer.
Yes, I am. I also
I
like that other one. What was that?
Which one? Oh, you like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Yes,
That is supposed to be peak Zoomer cinema.
I was down for it.
You guys I think you guys like woke horror. I think that's what I'm learning about you guys.
I don't know.
I
I
haven't
didn't
seen
find
Bodies,
it.
Bodies,
I
Bodies.
didn't find it as woke as you did.
But it was one of those like obviously wokes because it's like the black girl because the in the movie the character becomes fascinated with the black female comedian because she has like a huge following, right?
Well, yeah, he's clout sharking, I think, right?
Something like that, right? And but her only joke in the whole movie is about the guy telling her to smile. Like she's like one of these activist
Yeah, no, I caught that too.
like
She's pretty
comedians, you
rough.
know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I feel weird like the same way, you know how you say like Terrifier is like sadistic in the way it kills the people. I find that same
Yeah.
like I find that same like feeling when I feel like the writers are writing the type of people they want to kill.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's a weird yeah. I don't know. I just had to yell at you for that. I was just like, why did fucking hot dog tell me to watch this woke ass like I can't even enjoy the I did get into the flow of it like when things got a little crazier in the movie.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a
It
good
just had to
time.
like get out of its like own ass of being political.
I also want to yell at Hot Dog for a movie he recommended to me.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Damn it, hot dog.
What
Smile.
is it? I did not recommend you Smile. I would never recommend
okay.
anybody to watch that movie.
You're right. It was
Emotional
not good.
damage.
I mean,
But no. It was boring up until the last
Yeah.
5 minutes, which was
Yeah.
amazing.
yes.
But then I look back at the other, 85 minutes or whatever, then realize that I should have just watched it as a clip on YouTube.
Yeah, and I don't get why everyone loved that movie so much. People were like, "Oh, it shows the director has chops." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like as a writer, he has no chops. The
every
ending's
movie.
the only good part." Yeah, you've seen this movie because it's every movie you've ever seen before.
Yes, it's
But
like
it's just-
to a T.
It's just like the new horror movie for kids, though, right? Because it's PG-13, so it's accessible.
Is it?
Isn't it?
No, it's
I don't
pretty
know.
bloody, right?
I thought
I
it was
would think
PG-13.
there's some gore. No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Okay.
No, it's a
never
R.
scratch that.
Hard R superstar.
Really? Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought it was PG-13.
But it's the movie itself is like every other movie that you've seen. It follows
Combined.
Truth or Dare, even like the monster at the
Elements
end,
of the
that-
Ring. It
yeah,
follows
that really skinny, lanky demon monster looking thing that you see in like internet culture war, like 4chan, creepy pastas and stuff. Like it's all stuff you've seen before, and it's just like, you know what? Fuck it, throw it all into one movie. And then it'll be just the slowest burn, and not even an interesting burn. It's just the slowest burn. And then you're like, okay, is it going to end now? And then the last 5 minutes are like, oh, by the way, here's something that looks kind of crazy. And then cut. That's it. That's all you get.
I don't understand how this director was able to get such a big budget film made on such a non-unique idea. And if you told me he was an industry plant, or like, Wikipedia show me their early life and his dad's a producer or some shit, I would believe you.
Well, he
sometimes-
he did a short film based off the concept of it, and one of those like indie things you do like at film school or whatever. And I think
Yeah.
it won something. So that's how you get it, right? He won some sort of award. Bam! Give this guy $5 million to make a horror film. Same thing we saw with what's his name? Dave Sandberg, the guy who did Shazam, would go on to do Shazam. He did like low budget YouTube horror shorts. Same thing. Give this guy a little bit of money.
It just doesn't add up to me.
Well,
I don't
that's
know,
what
it's weird.
I felt that when the first Paranormal Activity came out. I was just like, this is so unspecial. Like, why do people like this? Like, it's getting huge. And it's just like people sleeping in a bed.
Because it cost $5 and it made $700 million.
Well, the ticket is like, how long ago was It Follows?
Oh, I mean, that's going on 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So is that when you can like reuse these basic ass concepts for horror just for like the new generation?
Dude, I don't know, man. Some tropes are just kind of like unique, right? Like if you had a movie where it's like the killer has a claw hand and he kills people in their dreams, you'd be like, oh, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. And then it's like, no, he actually makes them kill themselves.
Yeah, but like the spreading evil of the neighbor that just stares at you, that's like the new slasher, right? Like
that's the new creepy little girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the creepy little girl was everywhere.
Right. Like
and now it's the
Sense.
person. Yeah, now it's the neighbor staring at you in the back of the camera. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's circular, I guess.
It all comes
Time
back
is
again.
a flat circle and whatnot.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very unremarkable film. Came out at the same time as Barbarian, and
which I still haven't seen yet.
I still haven't seen it either.
Barbarian. You guys are fucking up here.
It's on. It's on what, Prime? Is that what it's
HBO
on?
Max.
Max. Okay.
I don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it either.
HS says Dashcam was hard to sit through. One of the most annoying main characters in cinema. Yeah, it was so annoying. It was like a caricature of like a QAnon person or something.
And he just went around killing.
No, I don't even know what the hell that movie was about. I swear, like I stopped that movie too because I was just like, "What is going on?" They like pick up some old lady, and I don't know. She starts puking and flying. I have no idea. It was bad. That's why most of that's what I'm saying. Most of it was just political, like making kind of a parody of the character being like, "Oh, like you got your COVID shot, you're a sheep," or like whatever. It was just too, It was so.
I see Bloomhouse's name on something, and I kind of want to ignore whatever the fuck's happening.
Yeah.
You're not excited for Megan?
I am kind of.
Sort of, potentially.
I like
it's one of those movies that I feel like I should be more excited about, but I know if I am, it won't meet my expectations.
Oh.
I'm just glad like it because it looks schlocky, and like I rewatched a couple days ago Dead Silence.
Oh shit.
Like was it
Dead Silence?
one of the early James Wan Saw movie guys?
I did not like
the
that
killer
one.
puppet
I did
movie.
not like that movie.
And you didn't realize I forgot like how schlocky it is.
Yeah, but it's also really slow and boring.
It is slow and boring.
You can't tell me this movie's gonna have like a killer ventriloquist doll, and then like fuck me out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's what's wrong
100%.
about Dead Silence.
It's a ghost. It's a demon.
It was kind of a movie that I remembered liking, and then when I revisited it, I was just like, "Oh no, what was I thinking?"
It seems like it was like a trial run for the Conjuring films.
Well, remember how that was the very first movie to include the classic Universal logo at the beginning, because it was supposed to be the start of like new Universal horror, right? Like a new decade of amazing horror movie, blah blah blah. So it had like that black and white plane, like toy plane flying around.
Yeah.
But did not
Dead
live
Punk
up
is
to
a
the
Dead
hype.
Silence staying in the chat. We're sorry, buddy, but we're.
I actually am gonna give it a watch.
Like I said,
Do
it's not a
Do it and
great
come
film.
back.
It's not a great
I
film.
thought-
It is
Too
schlocky,
slow for me.
But I wasn't bored. I did enjoy it. I was just surprised how schlocky it is because we were talking about Malignant being schlocky, you know. So now I'm
Malignant's high
like,
schlock though.
High schlock.
yeah, but I'm going. You know what? If Megan is schlocky, and I'm all for our new schlock overlords. Like I'm for it.
What are those A24 movies considered? What is it called?
Like
Elevated horror?
Elevated
Dude,
horror,
fucking Malignant is elevated schlock.
Elevated horror.
Emotional
Oh,
damage.
yeah.
I'm down for elevated schlock.
Yeah,
though.
absolutely, 1,000,000%.
I think Megan is going to be the version of the remake of Child's Play that I like.
Really?
Why?
You going that? You going
What
that
does that
far?
even mean?
Well, because the new Child's Play was just so different than what Child's Play is, where it's about a toy
Yeah.
that can hack. I think Megan is going to be the version I can accept of that, right? Because
Okay.
that's not fucking Child's Play.
Like a
right?
high-tech killer doll thing.
Yeah, a high-tech killer doll thing. Like, it just didn't work for Chucky to me. Like, I don't know, it's just not Chucky. I guess call it anything else. And
Yeah.
So maybe this will work.
Aubrey
I'm
Plaza,
excited for it.
boys.
I think that's PG-13. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
What, Megan?
Yeah. Because I kind of wish it was rated R.
I think it should be.
Yeah.
I'd be
it's
surprised if it's not.
Maybe
don't
they
think
want the
it is.
kids to watch it.
not. They
Oh
definitely
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Because it's all over. It was all over TikTok. Like it blew up all over TikTok like a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
And
it
I
might
think
be
that's why they
PG-13.
even pushed the date of release up as well.
I like it.
It got
I
went
like it.
viral, boys.
Man, speaking of like geriatric licenses coming back, did you guys hear that there's going to be like a brand new Rambo comic?
Oh yeah,
I might have heard
about
something
that.
about that.
It's going to
Yeah.
be called
From you.
First Kill.
Whoa.
Normally I wouldn't be so excited about just like, I mean, whatever. It's not the first time I've seen a movie license made into a comic book, whatever, but I don't think there's ever been a Rambo comic.
That can't be true.
Maybe outside of, remember how there was a Rambo animated series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe there was a comic book of the animated series, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to definitely
There
somebody
had to have been a
somebody-
Rambo comic at some point.
Captain Google that.
All right, hold on. I'm looking.
Because I don't recall ever hearing about one. I've been in the game for a while, reading them comics. I don't recall seeing a Rambo comic. But you never know. There was some strange like Die Hard comic book. I think it was like European, so you never know.
Wasn't Rocky like canon in Marvel or something? Rocky Balboa?
What?
Or G.I. Joe or something?
I
He
don't
was
know.
canon somewhere, I thought.
I don't know.
You should know. You love that movie. It's
Are
like
you
your
sure
favorite
it wouldn't
movie.
be still?
No, Rocky.
There's a Rambo with art by Aaron Lepresti. Oh my god.
Really?
So it's been done.
Blackthorn Publishing back in 1988.
Oh wow.
Oh, 88.
No, I'm sorry,
Wow.
89.
89. But Aaron Lepresti.
Yeah, art by Aaron Lepresti.
That would be funny if he would come back and do some stuff for this. Like he's in that like sphere of people, right?
That's hilarious. So who's doing the new Rambo comic?
Well, it's supposedly Stallone in quotes, right? Like so Stallone had a phone conversation with Chuck Dixon.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? The same way like when Clive Barker quote unquote writes a comic, it's like, okay,
Come on,
you
Clive
talk
Barker,
to the writer.
Marvel Universe.
Do you think when he's on the phone with Chuck Dixon, he's like hyped to get all his ideas out for the Rambo book, or he's just like, all right, Chuck, what do you got?
Hey, yo,
Yes,
Chuck.
yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
think
No,
Yo, I
no,
think I got
yes.
this really great idea. Yo, check this out.
No, I
Yeah,
think
but I
Chuck-
mean, there's got to
Chuck
be
pitches.
there's got to be
John
things that he's
Rambo,
like,
you know?
no, I don't like this, and I like this. You know?
I'm sure.
Yeah, Chuck Dixon probably pitches and then goes, "Here's some ideas. We want to bring Rambo back. What do you think?"
Or I'm sure.
fucking like Rambo.
Hey, yo, that's a.
fucking like Rambo.
I
Hey,
can't
I
believe
was
you
in that
done
film.
this.
Question: do I got to sign anything?
I mean, I'm sure. Stallone probably owns the book rights or whatever, or the options or whatever. So I'm sure, like, he can only
Non-movie rights. He probably
right.
owns.
I'm sure, like, yeah, that's why prequel. I don't know. And then what? The Critical Drinker is writing a. There's going to be a second comic book that is like a prequel to Colonel Troutman.
Yeah, it's a new kind of war. Yeah, it's a prequel for that character.
Yeah,
Which,
that might be interesting.
I mean, some people are excited. I don't really care too much about Rambo, so
Oh my god!
I've never.
I like the movie, but
Can I make a confession right here?
Oh my god! What you
he's
hate
never
Rambo?
seen Rambo.
I have actually never seen a Rambo movie before.
Emotional damage.
All right, I'm
You
one
haven't
up on
seen
it.
No, it
My
was
First
hard for me to
Blood?
say it. I don't even know what that means.
Well, the first Rambo movie is just called First Blood, and then
Yeah, I know
it's
that.
then it's well. Then what,
And then it's
why'd you
and then
just
it's,
say you
and
don't
then
know
it's
what it
Blood
means?
2.
It's
Blood 2
Rambo
Blair.
First Blood Part 2,
And then Rambo 3.
and then Rambo 3.
And then
Was it the remake or what? Not the remake. The
no,
one
the
from
newer
like 10,
one, the one
15
with
years
the
ago?
Mujahideen, the brave Mujahideen
What's that
soldiers.
one called? Johnny Rambo or John Rambo?
Is it?
Johnny.
Yeah.
Jesus
Johnny
Christ.
Rambone.
I think it's called
Yucky,
John
you're supposed to be a
Rambo.
huge Rambo fan, and you don't even know these movies.
Well, because I love Rambo,
Nice.
but after 2, it does fall off because
Oh, it
like,
does just become Rambo.
well, Rambo 3, he like helps the Taliban defeats the Russians, and like I mean, dude, watch
made
Rambo 3. It is like propaganda for the Taliban. It's weird to watch nowadays.
Is it the one like I just remember like what was it, like 10, 15 years ago, and there was like the scene where he's in like this big old gun, I don't know, chainsaw gun or whatever, and it just blows up this dude. It's like super bloody and gory. Like that's the only thing I remember.
Yeah,
from,
there was
like-
that hill or whatever.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I remember. I remember the first Rambo. I remember somewhat of part 2, and then after that, I don't give a shit.
You know what? Let me know when Rambo is in Fortnite.
He will be. No, he won't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he will be. He will be. He will
Oh,
be.
yeah,
Dude,
Dead Punk.
fucking Sigourney Weaver from Alien is in Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah, but that's a good
Yeah.
movie. Oh
Wait.
wait,
What?
Hey.
Your point before was that only bad movies go into Fortnite.
I know. Hey, listen, I am a hypocrite. Oh wow! So the Rambo comic is up to $81,000.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Thousand
Yeah, it's being-
backers.
I guess we didn't say it's a crowdfunding comic book.
Yeah,
Crowdfunding comic,
from
Indiegogo.
your boy Zach.
Back it now, and you can get dog tags that I'm assuming are John Rambo dog tags. It just says dog tags. It does. I'm like,
Could
I
be
guess these
anything.
are John Rambo. What's your name? I don't want a dog tag with my name on it. Damn it.
That'd be so great.
What if I die?
Oh yeah, Dead Punk brings up Last Blood. There's John Rambo, and then
That's
there's
the Last Blood's
Blood.
the newest one. The
Yeah,
last
that one was kind of like about the the Mexican drug cartel that like his sister was. That's what's so weird about the Last Blood. They throw in a Rambo sister, and it's like, why was he wandering around like a bum in First Blood if he's had a sister this whole time? You know,
No.
it didn't make any sense to me.
Here's
But I wonder-
the creative team, by the way. Story by Sylvester Stallone and Chuck Dixon. Script by Chuck Dixon. All right, it gets kind of weird. So this is for the first Kill book. Chapter 1 line art, which is 6 pages by Renzo Rodriguez. Chapter 2 line art, which is 6 pages. Butch Guici. Matt Barr did 6 pages for Chapter 3. Kenneth Lowe did 6 pages for Chapter 4. And then Aaron Alfecci did 40 pages for Chapters 5 through
Holy
7.
shit. I kind of like the idea of it sounding like it might be some kind of anthology of
Yeah,
various
that's what
short
that's what it
Rambo stories.
sounds like.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah,
Like-
that would. As a big Rambo fan myself, and I can't wait to play Rambo in the next movie. I'm looking forward to it. There you go.
Dude, you gotta see for like after this stream, you just start watching First Blood, dude.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch that scary episode of Punky Brewster again until I
No.
get over it. Until I survive without closing my eyes.
Hey, remember this, hot dog. He might be trying to get back at you for Spree, so he might
That's
be.
true. This
Rambo
could be
might
woke.
be terrible.
Yeah, what if Rambo's
No.
incredibly woke and this is Yucky's long-term troll?
Dude, I have a problem with rant. Like I will watch First Blood and then wake up the next morning and start it again. Like I've got an issue
What the
with
fuck?
First.
That's
That's great
worrisome.
That
That is worrisome behavior, Yuck.
Dude, that's a solid script, dude. Like every line of dialogue said by any actor in that movie is quotable and amazing. It's a great movie. I can't believe you, hot dog. I am ashamed of you.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of if it's not a garbage horror movie, then the chances of me seeing it are pretty fucking low. I only saw Goodfellas like last year.
Oh wow,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And you know why? Because I never saw Goodfellas, and I felt like I had to. I love The Sopranos, and The Godfather is one of the goatiest of goats of all time, and I felt like I had to see Goodfellas.
I mean, you've seen Rocky, right?
Oh yeah, I love Rocky.
Oh, okay.
The only
Listen,
one I
there's-
haven't seen is the last entry in the Rocky series.
Like the newer
and Creed
one?
2. No, like
Yeah.
was it Balboa? No, I think I did watch Balboa, and I thought it was really depressing.
It was super depressing.
Because it's just like, oh, he has no family now. Paulie sucks, and his kid sucks.
All my
and he doesn't give a
friends
shit
are
about him.
dead. Adrian's dead.
What
My
a great.
son.
Maybe you just shouldn't have made this fucking movie, Stallone.
Yo, Adrian. And then Polly's even like super depressed.
Well, he's just he's just a bigger piece of shit because now everyone's broke. It's just a bummer of a fucking movie.
Yeah, I think the Rocky movies, they got a little too full of themselves. It's like, we get it. Like, every
I like the
movie is
talking
about,
robot.
like, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about if you get hit, get back, keep going forward. It's like, okay, we get it. That was the last
that's it.
movie's lesson.
They play that in like a bunch of like motivational music videos and stuff. That scene.
Right?
I do
like,
like Creed also. Yucky, are you for or against Creed?
Dude, I'm kind of against Creed because it's like, dude, Creed had like 2 other children, right? So I don't know why they chose this story about.
Because he's the bastard child.
Yeah, and I think I haven't seen any ads for Creed 3. I just saw a standee at the theater, and automatically I was like, oh, that's going to be the Creed brother. I guarantee the next villain is going to be a real Creed brother.
I watched both of the Creed movies. I enjoyed them. Like I'm not in
haven't
any
seen
rush
Creed
to go
2.
rewatch them or anything, but I watched them. I enjoyed them. That's it.
It will be kind of weird that, because since Apollo Creed's original wife found the bastard child Creed, she could have mentioned that the other kid is also doing boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, by the
That's
way,
still
other
just a
Creed?
theory, though. I don't know if that's true. I'm assuming.
do you think Rocky makes a cameo?
No, this is the one movie he doesn't. I think he's pissed off about it. He's like trying to sue whomever for the Rocky rights.
Oh.
Because he's like, no, you can't take it away from me.
Just bring back Carl Weather.
I know, dude.
Just say I faked my death to avoid paying taxes.
If we can If we can make movies where Laurie Strode is not Mike Myers' sister, we can make movies where Apollo Creed never died.
Okay. Hear me out. Not to cut you off, Yucky, but this is $1 billion right here. You ready?
All right.
Okay, it's a new Rocky movie. I don't have a title yet, but it's the end of Rocky 3, right? That's where Creed dies, right?
Yeah.
And we see the punch.
No,
It's into 4.
4 is where he dies.
We see the punch to his face that kills him, and they're wheeling him out in the stretcher, right? And then they take him away, and he's in the morgue laying there, and it zooms in close to his face, and then one of his eyes opens up, and that's how it starts.
I thought you were gonna go with like Russian experiment to keep him alive.
Could be that too. It could be that the Russians actually took him to see what made him so good.
There you
And if
go.
he dies, we
I
will
realized,
make
wait,
him
it's a
better.
black guy. He's great. Very
Yeah,
athletic.
that's just what it was.
Yeah. Guess he wasn't
Did you
that
guys ever-
good. He died.
Did you guys ever see that re-edit of Part 4?
That's where they take out the robot, right?
They take out the sexist robot, and like they had
That's the
nothing of
best part.
value.
Did they have a name? Did they have a name for that cut?
I think the movie is called Rocky versus Drago, maybe.
Oh, I think
I
you're
don't-
right.
I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah,
it's
because they
called
played it
Rocky
in
4.
theaters. It was a
Yeah.
what is it, a fandom event or whatever?
Something like that, Fathom or whatever.
Fathom, yeah.
I did not know this existed. Interesting.
Yeah, they did an
It's
alternate cut. And I
interesting.
just remember they took out the robot. That literally is one of the main things that everyone remembers about that movie.
Right? Happy
Yep. It's the
birthday, Polly.
robot. Yeah,
It just seems so out of place too. That's why.
And they
wildly out
added
of place.
there's just like a few scenes of like Apollo talking with Rocky before, like, you sure you want to do this, champ? Like Rock, I gotta feel this, you know what it's like, Rock, So yeah, adds nothing of value. I even thought, I'm like, maybe it's gonna like change the soundtrack, like the soundtrack and everything is exactly the same. Because that fucking movie is nothing but, it's like a music video, right? It's a Survivor music video. You
Yeah,
just see
wasn't
Rocky
Survivor most of the soundtrack?
Oh, maybe like 100%, you know? And like, what? Part 3 had Eye of the Tiger. Part 4 had freaking what? Like Hearts on Fire, Worlds Collide. Like I mean, it was like a Queen movie. You know, like how Queen used to do the full album soundtracks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, I think we're ready to wind this fucker down, huh?
I guess so.
We forgot something.
What did we forget?
Another, probably the biggest death that's occurred. Hot
Oh
dog.
my god.
True, very true.
You want
Yeah,
to
who?
talk about what happened and when you heard about it and
So
It's weird
last
timing.
week, if you watched this last episode, which if you're one of the 5 people that watches, odds are you did see the last episode. We talked about the wild character known as Bill Olsen, a.k.a. the Banana Man, the main man over at Code Red. And it was just, I don't know if you noticed this. You guys would be surprised to know this, people watching, but the kayfabe behind the scenes is that we don't have a script. This is totally unscripted. So we just, conversation naturally drifted to Bill Olsen, and we started to tell fun, wild Bill Olsen stories. And about 15 minutes after the show ended, I'm checking my social media, and I see that it was rumored that Bill Olsen passed, and then it was confirmed a couple hours later, which is just
Jesus.
wild coincidence. And I hadn't heard an official reason, but anybody that followed him know that he wasn't in the best of health, was constantly in hospital care. Even though there's a lot of crazy stories about what a wild and eccentric personality Bill was, and anybody from collectors to people who work in the business will absolutely has tons of these stories. No one will deny that he was a major force behind the collecting scene. And if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have half the movies that we do. He put in a lot of work, and it was kind of, you could tell for him, it was one of those things that he both loved and hated to do. I don't know if you guys have hobbies that you love and hate, but I think that was one of those for him, that he just couldn't stop the game. And so he'll always be kind of revered, even if he was a eccentric and interesting character, which to me just makes him more beloved and interesting. But so it was a pretty wild coincidence.
Yeah, when I was big into my movie collecting days, this is back in 2013, maybe. I had a lot of correspondence with Bill Olsen, just buying movies off him, finding a bunch of stuff. Like some of the stuff he was releasing, like I didn't even know existed. Like I'm like, they made this. I actually brought one up to Hot Dog earlier today. Night of the Dribbler.
Yeah, I was going to
on
bring that up.
DVD.
That Gable's mentioning things that I still haven't heard of, that still haven't gotten Blu-ray releases, but he put out on DVD.
He put it on DVD. Night of the Dribbler, a 1990 slasher movie, and the killer wears a fake basketball for a head.
Oh my god, I remember that movie.
And if it wasn't for him, I would have not known that existed. And there was a lot of good releases and a lot of not so good releases that he did. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even know those things existed. Now they would, of course, go on later to be redone by other companies. But he was that guy. He was the one literally digging through the crap, trying to figure out who owns the rights to all these, spending all
Trying to find the elements.
Yes, which he said was near impossible for a lot of these. And some of the films he did release, like there's a Canadian supernatural slasher called Ghost Keeper, or Ghost that he released, but I think he could only find like really shitty versions, and he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna release it anyways. But it wasn't for him, I would not have gotten it in any form. So still very appreciative of that, and that actually makes me sad hearing about his passing. So rest in peace, Bill.
Hey, Code Red was just one of those labels that had the covers of all the movies that I could remember seeing in the video store.
Right.
I mean, Vinegar Syndrome 2, but to a bigger extent. Like, from one of the things I had heard through the collector grapevine is that Code Red had access to a lot of Corman's catalog. So that's kind of how he got a lot of those Corman pictures, oddball horror things, So just looking at that catalog was just like going back in time for me, and it was cool being able to finally see a lot of those movies.
What's interesting is back in the day, I do remember like Bill, if you followed him on Facebook, that's basically like how he did a bunch of stuff. Like he was Facebook post, and you would follow him, and he would always talk about trying to find movies for people and being like, "Hey, I can't find anything but porn." And now, of course, fast forward a little bit, you have Vinegar Syndrome, who is known for releasing porn on Blu-ray.
That was kind of where they started, was high quality old porn.
Exactly, and that I'd like to think, I'm like, if Bill would have went that way, maybe he would have been able to afford more than a McDonald's double cheeseburger.
I don't know, man. I think about that, and I don't know. There's so many things to talk about if it comes to like what could Bill have done differently, but I think he was just a too harsh of a businessman at some points, maybe.
Well, his big thing was saying, listen, it's going to cost me $10,000 or $15,000 to just rescan this thing to sell 500 copies.
Right.
If I'm lucky. Like, that was what he would say all the time. And
I also think he thought slipcovers were dumb, which is in retrospect was an incredibly fair assessment.
Yeah,
and a very smart
insightful.
one. Yeah.
Well, he says it was just a money sink. He's like, there's no point in doing it. So there's a few that he did release that did have slipcovers, and of course he would go, "Hey, look,
Especially towards
guys,
the
did
end.
it sell any more than normally what would sell?" So
Do you guys have a favorite release from what is it, Code Red, Scorpion, or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned two great ones. If you're, of course, on the Blu-ray, I mean, I also watched Shockma through the Code Red release. There's a good Guy Metzger film called Retribution.
That I think got re-released by Severin.
Yeah, a lot of these did. Just Before Dawn,
Yeah.
first Blu-ray was Code Red. I mean, there's a lot.
I really
of good
like.
stuff.
There's a 1979 like drive-in anthology called Screams of a Winter Night.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
My favorite's
Really,
always going to
really low
be
budget.
Neon Maniacs. Again, one that I was dying to see. They released it, limited quantities, able to get my hands on it, and I love the movie, even though it's fairly flawed.
Oh, most of these films are not good films. We're not going to say they're great films, but
Right. They're hey.
it's interesting seeing them in decent quality on Blu-ray
Yeah.
and DVD, and then going, holy shit, someone actually made this film, and then
I mean,
someone actually released it.
If you really believe in independent film, it's not just about like coffee houses and shit, It's
Yeah.
about these like old drive-in movies that were the first regional, I mean, that's like all you could do back in the day. I mean, almost even now, like the whole regional thing is still pretty relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're always, I mean, these are your neighbors making movies,
Yeah, and he'll be missed. Thank you, Bill. Rest in
Thank
peace.
you, Bill. Big ups. Pour one out, Yucky.
I farted all over me.
That's it. That's all I got.
Dead Punk Gage brings up the Dead Pit. And HS brings up, I really like The Being, released
Being.
by Code Red. I've
Oh,
always wanted to
there's
see The
so
Being.
many good ones.
The Being
guys.
was, I think, what Jackie Hong, who did Blood Diner, and had. You know what I love the most about The Being isn't so much the movie, but on the back he refers to Ruth Buzzy as like the vivacious or the something about referring to Ruth Buzzy as sexy in the fucking summary.
He's a weird guy. Don't forget, The Hills Have Eyes 3 too. By the way,
Right? Was it Mind Ripper?
Yeah,
I think it's called. just a wild catalog. Deadly Dreams. I mean, it goes on and on. The guy did a lot. and
Nightmare Maker.
I definitely think out of a lot of people in the space, I really do think that he's kind of the one that everyone's going to talk about for a very, very long time.
He's an interesting, weird guy.
Yeah. So what a positive note to end the show on. So,
I mean, I thought we were reminiscing. I thought it was
That's
actually
true.
pretty positive since we're not hating on the guy.
Dead Punk thinks the Ruth Buzzy thing is a light troll. I think so, but it's still funny as hell to put on the back of the movie that you're
Yeah.
releasing. Pretty wild. But I guess that brings us to the show's natural conclusion.
Yeah, I think we're talked out.
Emotional damage.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and for being here and for dealing with us for an hour and a half. That's completely insane. I am one of your hosts, Full Custom Hot Dog. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Full Custom Hot Dog with the last O because it's too long for Twitter. I might have some videos out this week. I'm kind of focusing on some music stuff right now, so I'm kind of lagging in the content department.
He still won't let me sing on one of his tracks.
I refuse.
It's pissing me off, quite frankly. I have a very lovely singing voice.
Where can they find you, Yucky?
Oh, I didn't know I was doing my wrap up. Yeah, you can find me at Yucky Gum Comics on the Twitter, and that's it. You can find me there.
And I'm Gable Pennyshot. You can find me also on Twitter at GPennyshot. Thanks.
So thank you all for watching, and until next time.